Oscar De La Hoya says he is going to make Vergil Ortiz Jr. undisputed. Is that true? We're going to talk about that in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Listen, I don't know how you found my video, but somehow, some way you made it. Please help others arrive at the content by throwing a like on this video. Now, Oscar De La Hoya, he tweeted that 2022 is the year Vergil Ortiz steps it up and becomes undisputed. To me, this is cap, because you look at the divisions that, like, Vergil Ortiz has had issues making weight in some of his fights, even at 147. And if you do the math, the next division up, as well as welterweight, is predominantly owned by Premier Boxing Champions, PBC. Now, I can't even begin to tell you the last time that Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy, in a non-mandatory situation, worked together to make a big, massive fight. Errol Spence, however, is getting ready to fight Yordenis Ugas, and that is going to be to satisfy who has the most belts in the welterweight division, right? The winner of Errol Spence versus Cuba's Yordenis Ugas will have 3 belts. The other person that has a belt in the division is Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, speaking of Terrence Bud Crawford, Vergil Ortiz was Terrence Crawford's mandatory. Like, he could have had a shot straight away with the WBO, the one belt that Terrence Crawford has, to fight Terrence Crawford. Crawford was asked about this after Vergil Ortiz stopped his buddy and stablemate, Maurice Hooker. And some reporters basically told Terrence Crawford that Vergil Ortiz wants you next. And Terrence Crawford responded, he don't want that. He don't want that. And it looks like Terrence Crawford was true and accurate, because instead of pursuing the mandatory, similar to Jaime Munguia, another Golden Boy fighter, not pursuing an option with the mandatory with Demetrius Andrade, you see Golden Boy and Vergil Ortiz, they have announced that Vergil Ortiz is fighting another ranked WBO guy, Michael McKinnison. So it's apparent that at least at Golden Boy or Vergil Ortiz's team or whoever that's pulling the strings, they want him to get more experience, because it's similar to another Golden Boy fighter, if you notice a pattern, in Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, at a point, was the #1 ranked mandatory with the WBC interim at 135 pounds. He could forego any type of mandatory, and he could have fought Devin Haney. But instead, Ryan Garcia said he was going to fight against Javier Fortuna, and a week later, he pulled out of that fight. But the point I'm making is that's 3 Golden Boy fighters who have had chances to fight. And if you look at it, it's Jaime Munguia out of Mexico. You got Ryan Garcia, Mexican-American, and you have Mexican-American Vergil Ortiz, all with the same promoter. And they could have all fought black opponents in BF list, right? From Demetrius Andrade to Devin Haney to Terrence Crawford. These Mexican or Mexican-American fighters that are aligned with Golden Boy, they were in highly ranked, highest positionings where they could have just went straight away into those bigger fights with those African-American champions or whatnot, Devin Haney, Terrence Crawford, and Demetrius Andrade. But instead, they're taking other fights that really aren't bigger than the champion fights and really doesn't establish them as the best in the division or anything like that. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney would be a huge fight. Jaime Munguia versus Demetrius Andrade will be both fighters' best and most challenging fights probably ever, maybe, at least in recent memory. And same thing with Vergil Ortiz. So Oscar, he has a lot of work to do to make good on what he's saying, that Vergil Ortiz is now, going to become undisputed, because you haven't even given him one title opportunity, which he is in line for, in Terrence Bud Crawford. Now Crawford's suing Top Rank. I've done several videos of that, so make sure you check the channel for those videos for more details on why Terrence Crawford is suing his former promoter, Bob Arum, and Top Rank. And he's going through that kind of legal, this just came out this week, he's going through that kind of legal details and stuff, and we have to see how that plays out. and he's now a free agent. And again, the other belts are with PBC. So I don't really see the game plan on how Oscar, outside of tweeting and just saying it, how he's going to lead Vergil Ortiz to the undisputed when you haven't even got him one title shot. Even the choice that, see, people are looking at Terrence Crawford and they're saying, hey, if he can't get Errol Spence, or Errol Spence and Ugas are fighting, then Terrence Crawford will fight, or should fight, Vergil Ortiz Jr. And it seemed like the fight to make, but at the end of the day, Golden Boy is not making that. We know it's not Terrence Crawford that's holding up that particular fight, right? So at the end of the day, how are you going to become undisputed if you have a path to at least one belt to get you started to become an official champion, and you're not seizing that opportunity? So to me, Golden Boy and Oscar, it's like the boy who cried wolf. They got a lot of work and groundwork to lay in order for me to believe that Vergil Ortiz, anytime in the near future, is going to become undisputed at 47. In addition, just like I was telling you with Terrence Crawford, these one-off fighters like Golden Boy and then Crawford, who was with Top Rank, now a free agent, they're not in the position of power in terms of all the quality fights. They're mostly with PBC. Even if they were to move up in weight, 147 and 154 is pretty well locked up. The biggest names in those divisions are PBC fighters. 54, you got Jermell Charlo, and he's getting ready to fight Castano. That will be the best person at 147, right? Or at 154, excuse me. So I don't see how this is going to happen at 47 and 54 anytime soon for Vergil Ortiz. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did in this video. Subscribe if you like the content. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off. And I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.